Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. The morning wager
Leave my
is in
ex-wife
the
out of this.
festive spirit. Okay, wow. Okay, we are starting with that. Okay, we know what's we know someone who's not getting Zinno a present for Christmas this year, but
No,
that's okay. We've
no.
got three presents coming up for all of you. Couple looks in the NBA and a best bet in the NFL. Mark, remember, God, was it like 20 years ago? Before the NBA took over Christmas and now the NFL is trying to
Yes,
infringe
yes.
that, there used to be no games on Christmas. There used to be like a senior bowl in college football, and that was it. And we would have to stare at our families and come up with things to talk about. Now we don't have to
Yeah,
worry about that. We could
thank
talk
God.
about betting like we love to do. And you, sir, are going to start us off with the New York Knicks. Will the spirits be high in the Zinno household watching this Knicks game? Are the
Oh,
Knicks high on the Zinno family totem pole still, or is it going to be a real wild scene? I'd love to watch it with you guys. This as the
listen,
Knicks take on the San Antonio
the
Spurs.
first bottle of wine is already cracked open before the Knicks tip off. So
Okay.
there is that. Shortly after, gifts are opened and coffee has been poured and drank. The bottle of wine starts afterwards. So it's a very smooth transition from coffee beans to wine grapes and we roll. So usually by the time the Knicks are halfway through the first quarter um, and losing, we can scream at the television and turn it off and say, I can't deal with this the rest of the day. So let's hope that's not the case. But, this is obviously, again, clearly a different Knicks team this year than what we've seen in the past. And I would tend to think, especially given what we've seen, that the Knicks are a team that, uh, you know, wants to show out and show better on Christmas Day than they have in years past. Because usually they're getting their butts kicked on Christmas Day. Like it's pretty
Mhm.
amazing. But this is the Knicks team that's all about offense. Still hard to figure out. Look, they've averaged 125 points over the last three games. They average 119 points per game at home here, and they're going up against a San Antonio team um, that has a lot of weapons. And I know Wemby and everything else. And look, they don't necessarily score as much on the road, but the pace of this game, to me, is what sells me because you know the Knicks still tend to play faster than what we're used to. And San Antonio is 15th in the league in pace. I think we get a lot of scoring here. As contrary to the sort of idea that all Christmas Day games stay under, and especially the early ones. I have a feeling the Knicks want to show out in front of a home crowd. You know it's going to be a sellout at MSG. It is every year on Christmas. So they're going to have a very juiced crowd and a big environment. I think that paces the Knicks here offensively as they get to play in front of their home crowd. And Carl Anthony Towns having his first Christmas Day game in New York City will be something big for him. But all the reasons situationally to back the Knicks here. It's a big number. Not sure I want to play it as far as laying the 9.5 with New York, but I am interested in looking at this thing going over because I think Wemby also will come to play. And with the Knicks not being focused on defense as much as Tom Thibodeau would like, then guess what? We go over this number here.
Mark Zinno liking the over in Knicks Spurs, the first of five NBA games on Christmas Day. A quintuple header, if you will. He's looking for
Mm,
points there. Smash that like button if you agree. And I'm looking for points, at least from one team, in the third game on the NBA slate. That is the Boston Celtics hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. Did you catch what happened to the Celtics on Monday night, Mark Zinno? A shocking turn of events as they blew a lead and lost to the Orlando Magic. Now, Tatum did not play. I think that's pretty
right.
significant. Okay.
Yes.
And this was the key stat from that game, a 108-104 loss. I think they closed what, -10 in Orlando. Orlando's very shorthanded. I don't know how the Magic keep pulling these wins out, but this goes a long way in explaining how they beat Boston. The Celtics for the year averaged 19 made three-pointers per game. They're putting up 51 attempts per game, okay? They were 8 of 32 against Orlando. So what do we think is going to happen next time out for the Boston Celtics? Well, I think, presuming Tatum's back, this team's going to score a lot more points. You look at the Celtics season, they average over 119 points per game. That is top 5 in the league. They're top 3 in offensive efficiency. The aforementioned Knicks Zinno, are actually one of the 2 teams ahead of the Celtics. And then you look through the Celtics season results year to date, it's not often that they are held to 115 points or less in back-to-back games. Matter of fact, it was on December 19th. They scored only 108 in a loss to Chicago. They came back, scored 123 the next game, also against Chicago. They were held to 108 in a win over Miami on December 2nd. Next game out, they scored 130 against Detroit. There were a couple times back in November they scored 115 or less in back-to-back games. They ain't getting held to 115 or less today on Christmas by the Philadelphia 76ers, a team that I understand Dan Alexander has disowned. I know the Sixers are going to be fired up. They've got their big 3 in the lineup for only the 6th time all season, but the Celtics are putting up points. They're at home. So that's another reason to expect improved shooting from the other night. The Orlando game was on the road. Boston Celtics team total over 116, my half of the double play. What do you got to say about that?
Merry Christmas.
Okay. You don't want to give that? I always like when you give that stamp of approval of my breakdowns.
Oh.
It makes me, after the show, I sort of strut around the house. It makes me feel a little bit better. It gives me some confidence.
Sure. I think it's great. You know what gave me a little bit of confidence? The DGen special we cashed on Monday Night Football with the Packers minus 3.5 in the first quarter. That gave me a little bit of confidence.
In my professional opinion, the New Orleans Saints stink.
I would say Spencer Rattler stinks. I would.
They're not a good team. They're not first team.
You know what I didn't realize? That's what I was going to say. The first shutout the entire NFL season.
I was in shock about that when Joe Buck dropped that nugget of knowledge on us. Yes,
it was a nugget. All right, it was a nugget.
All right, now,
what happened? Your hamster fell off the wheel. You forgot what we're doing?
No, yes, the hamster fell off the wheel.
All right, now,
somebody unplugged me. Somebody unplugged me.
What do we do here on this show? Okay.
I thought of something and then I realized, don't worry about it. Anyway, let's talk about the NFL because I want to talk about the National Football League. Okay.
So do I. Do you like the idea that they're having games on Christmas, 2 games on Christmas Day?
You know what? I give bets.
Let me ask you a better question. Do you even have Netflix?
Yes, and this will be one of the very rare times I put it on. I rarely watch Netflix. Last time I watched Netflix was probably when I watched that All Quiet on the Western Front remake, and I texted you. I would have quit World War I in 5 minutes.
Just because it was cold.
It was raining the whole time. It's one thing to be shot at, but to be rained on. That's just sort of a double whammy that I am quite frankly not suited to deal with. Anyway. Baltimore Ravens, Houston Texans. This is an interesting matchup. It's the second of 2 games on Netflix. It will follow Kansas City and Pittsburgh. Of course, all 4 teams playing on Christmas Day played on Saturday and will be playing their 3rd game in 11 days. Roger Goodell, he really cares about those players. These are teams that it feels are going in opposite directions, Mark, the Ravens and Texans. The Ravens, number 1 in yards per play differential, number 1 in DVOA. I think they're probably better than their record. Is that a fair statement to make? Meanwhile, that I have not been impressed with the Texans all season. They're in a weak division. And I can't remember if I said this on the show or not. I know I said it to you at some point in the last 48 hours. No team has faced more 3rd and 7s or longer. No offense has than the Houston Texans. They're not winning on early downs. And the Baltimore defense is getting better. We know where the money's going here. They like the Ravens. Do we like the Ravens, sir?
Yes, we do. And I think that when you look at this, this is a spot here for Baltimore where their offense continues to play at a really high level. Look, I mean, they just dumped 34 on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Now, you and I have talked a lot this year how the Texans are a little fugazi. And if they actually played in a legitimate division, like if they put the Texans in the AFC West, they might be in last place. So you're talking about a lot of close 1-score wins against bad teams. I mean, heck, they beat the Colts twice by a combined 5 points. They only beat the Jaguars by 4. They took advantage of a banged-up Bills team and beat them by 3. You know, I mean, every time they seem to step up, they beat the Jaguars twice by 3 points. So this is not a team that separates from anybody. And this is every time you see them really step up in class. Oh, they went to play the Vikings. They got smoked. Oh, they went to play the Packers. They lose that one. Oh, they went to play the Lions. They lose that one. I mean, like this is not a team. And last week against the Chiefs, again, they get beat pretty handily. They don't handle a different class of team. And the Ravens are a much different class of team that they're going to face. And I just don't think they're prepared for it. Remember last year in the playoff game where there was so much hype around the Texans coming into this thing that they might actually be able to hang. And it was a first year rookie head coach, and the first time a rookie head coach and a quarterback had won a division and went to the playoffs with D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud. And then what happened? They went to Baltimore, and while the Ravens made some mistakes early, because you and I remember had the Ravens in the first half in that game, and it did not cash. It was very, very disappointing.
Punt return.
But yes, they made some mistakes, and it was close, but the Ravens just wore them down over 4 quarters and pulled away. I think 34-10 was the final when it was all said and done. And while I don't know if the game script will follow that same sort of, flow here, I don't doubt the Ravens to get an early lead and just step on this team and force them to play catch up, and they won't be able to do it. And as you said, the Ravens defense is getting better, and I don't think the Texans defense has an answer for Lamar Jackson or Derrick Henry for that matter. So we're willing to lay the 5.5 here. And let me just add this, folks, okay? Just for you out there, okay? You know how I feel about Stanford Wong, okay? I just want to tell you, if the Ravens never get to 6, okay, I don't care. You can tease the Ravens if you want. Do what you want with your own damn money. Stanford Wong can go kiss my
0.
Yes, Stanford Wong can go kiss my Merry Christmas, okay, is what he can go kiss. Do what you want with your own money. I'm just saying the Ravens are not losing this game.
They say you're not supposed to tease through 0.
I don't give a crap what they say. I don't care. I do not care what they say. As you've noticed, I don't care what a lot of people say. You know what I care about? What I say. Okay?
Yeah, I've been on the phone with you. Yes, that's very true. I often
care
say
about
things.
What you say on this program because you are a reflection of me.
Okay.
I have chosen to be partners with you. I have chosen
comment down below if you care what we say.
You are the Don under my blitzing.
Comment down below on your thoughts on my jacket, which Dan Alexander said made me look like the world's lamest game show host. I'm owning it. It's called being festive. It's called being in the holiday spirit. Oh, so you're some big tough guy.
Yes, there we go.
That's again.
Merry Christmas.
Is that? No, I don't want that. I'm returning it.
I what the jacket? Is it Christmas?
Now this is unbelievable that we're having graphics live on the air, just expanded. I don't like that. You know what? You know what I'm going to do?
Tell me, please.
I'm going to return that graphic to the Christmas store and get a $50 Amazon gift card instead. That's what I want.
Ouch! Now you're just taking low shots. At other
anyway.
Personal right I just can't have it.
You talk about a Christmas gift for the people. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a 5% play up in college football for the quarterfinals. 5%, Mark Zinno. Has December gotten off to the start I wanted it to? No, it has not. I've always been honest with the people, but let me tell you something, okay? For 12 months, I hit 67% in college football. The last couple weekends haven't gone the way I've wanted. We get back on track here with a 5% play. Mark, in all seriousness, we joke around a lot on the program. I do not release a lot of 5% plays. I have only released 12 5% plays in football over the last 13 months. I am 9-3, 75% of them. I only had 2 5% plays during the college football regular season. They both won. Texas Tech beat Bernie Madoff's Arizona State Sun Devils. And then I had Colorado State over Fresno State in the second one. So you head over to WT.buzz/BP to pick up that 5% play in college football. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Is there anything you would like to promote, sir, before we get back in our sleigh and head home?
No, because people are still recovering from the absolute raping I did of their bankroll the last college Saturday of the season. So, no, I have nothing to promote. WT.buzz/MZ. I'll put plays up, but I would advise you proceed with caution. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Like right now, I'm like the guy in Frosty who slides down to the bottom of the hill and slams the door on Frosty inside the greenhouse so he melts. That's what I've done to you people. And I have no real recourse at this point in time. I will continue to give out plays. Buy them if you'd like. Why? I don't understand why it's so funny. I'm just being realistic.
This is an unprecedented spiel from a sports handicapper. I don't think anyone has ever been so self-deprecating. And we've been self-deprecating on this program before.
We have
But
been.
to that degree, for you to say those words that you just said was, it really caught me by
Why
surprise.
would you like me to listen? Okay, I'm going to get hot again. I don't know when. If I knew when, I'd tell you. But we're going to turn the corner. We're going to get it right. We're going to fix it. There are plays up every day. Okay, I have a Christmas Day NFL play that you guys can go grab. I have a Christmas Day NBA play as well. That one I really like.
Ooh.
Watch it, not hit.
Oh, no.
I just gave it the kiss of death. That one I really like.
Santa, please bring this man some positivity. Please.
Bring this man
all
some
of you.
forget positivities. Bring winners. Okay, Santa? If Merry Pixmas, bring me winners. You could bring me some other things underneath the tree.
I was going to say.
Did I tell you what my mother asked me?
Yes, we've been through that. Okay, I can't believe what you said to your mother. Okay,
Did we tell the morning wager audience?
Yeah, yes, you did tell everyone on the morning wager. Yes. I thought you were going to say, "Bring me some women, Santa," but okay. What we need you guys to bring is just a smash of the like button. Comment down below with your thoughts on the plays you heard today. What you're going to be betting on Christmas. I mean, for someone to drop a thumbs, I mean, we're trying to spread some holiday cheer. And behind
we
the
just
scenes,
did spread some holiday cheer. People are laughing. They're enjoying the program. They're having a good Christmas. And we gave them a couple of laughs, which is, better than what I did on Saturday. So there's that.
Subscribe to the WagerTalk YouTube channel. That will cost you nothing. It's just very simple. You click subscribe, and then you get instant notifications when fine shows like this drop. That will do it for the show today. Would you like to, serenade us with a reading of The Grinch, Zinno, as we go out?
Mr. Grinch, you really are here. You're as cuddly as a cactus, charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. Hey. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Let's cash some winners.